Good evening, family. How are you guys doing tonight? I am so glad to be in the kitchen with you guys tonight, and we're not making candy. We are not making candy, which I enjoyed the candy series that we had, and I enjoyed getting to meet a lot of new people and expand my family. It was a wonderful thing, and I am glad to be back in the kitchen, let me tell you. But we are going to cook something that's sweet. Now, I've got a reason why I am. We're going to get into something savory on my next video, but this time it has to be something sweet because on Saturday, I'm going to make a round through my state where I'm from. I'm from Tennessee, and since we can't visit, I'm going to do porch dumping. Porch dumping, I'm going to pull up, dump out their stuff, and I'm going to take off. I'm going to high knuckle them through the window, and I'm going to wave at them. I'm going to go see my real dad and my stepmom, and I'm going to go by and see my little daddy and my mama, and I'm going to go by and see my cousin and take her a few things. And she's the one giving me a computer. God love her. I'm so proud of that. And anyway, it's just going to be a porch dumping. And that's what we need to do this year with the virus going on. We just need to do a porch dumping. And then have them set the stuff aside for 24 to 48 hours with gloves. And they should be fine to eat it. Because I work at the library and we have to quarantine our books for at least 48 hours. That's what the official rules are. So I'm going to make this stuff tonight. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. I hadn't even told you what we're making. What is wrong with me tonight? I'm going to have to put them question marks up there again. My biological dad's favorite thing that my grandma made, and she made it since he was a little bitty boy, is a lemon pie. An icebox pie. Lemon icebox pie. I'll get it out in a minute. Okay. And so, just like grading coleslaw was one of the jobs for me, making the lemon icebox pies was. So from probably about 7 years old, it was something whenever I was in the kitchen, I was making. I made the coleslaw on the old-timey grater on a rickety step ladder. And you best not complain or get your knuckles bleeding or anything like that. You just do it. Actually, I actually love being in the kitchen with them, so it wasn't that big of a deal. It was a wonderful time. A lot of memories, and I thought I was being a big girl. I didn't know they was giving me the grunt work till I got old enough and I could pass it off to one of the younger cousins. All right, so we're going to make a lemon icebox pie. Now, when my grandmother made this, she made it with vanilla wafers. She would take a food processor or a big Ziploc bag and beat them until they were a fine powder. Put it in the bottom of a pie plate and then line it with whole vanilla wafers around the side. But I'm just going to tell you, I went to the store tonight and to buy a disposable pie pan because where I live is a very rural area. We are surrounded by farmland. We live in a very small community of about 3,000 people, and we have a Dollar General and a small grocery store. And to get a pie plate that was disposable, that I didn't have to worry about them sending it back or anything like that, was $3 a piece with the lid. Now, I love them, and I'll spend it on them, but I had other things that I needed to buy, and my cash in my pocket was limited. Now, I have plastic, but I'm trying not to use that. So, for 85 cents, I could get a pre-made graham cracker crust. So we're going to make 2 of them because I always make him 2. And so we're going to do that tonight. 85 cents. And see, I hadn't even bought the graham crackers yet. It's already made. So I'm going to show you how to make the filling and put it in there. And we don't even put the egg whites on the top because he don't like it. So it's going to be quick and simple. And if you want to do an egg white on the top of it, you're welcome to do it. But I won't be doing it tonight because I'm making them for my dad. And I kind of do things for him because my dad had cancer. And he had to have his voice box completely taken out. And they had tried several times to put him one of the mechanical voice boxes into where he could talk. His body rejected it every time. So he has a little thing he can talk. And we text a whole lot. And if The only thing I can kind of understand that he wants is lemon icebox pie. So I'm going to make him a lemon icebox pie. I'm going to make him 2 of them. And Merry Christmas to him. And that, like we talk about memories, evoking memories with the taste and smell, this is probably takes him back to a childhood where my grandmother was still here and youthful. And so I will be glad to bring that memory back into the world by helping him have that memory. And we didn't have a good relationship for a while, me and him. But the Lord has restored it, and it's a wonderful thing. And I tell you, if you have somebody in your life that you are not talking to, that you are estranged from, I'm going to tell you, if they're destructive, you forgive them and love them from a distance. But if they're asking and seeking forgiveness, think about it. We've all done things that we regret. And he explained to me that he always thought that he could go and see his kids tomorrow, and then the next day it would be tomorrow, and the next day it would be tomorrow, and before long, all the tomorrows had disappeared, and we were grown. We will never get back childhood memories, but we can have memories starting from day one. Remember, bitterness and otherness tear us up on the inside, and I'm going to tell you, I won't have no regrets when he regrets. I'm Southern, and some words are hard to come out, but I won't have a regret whenever the Lord calls him home or calls me home, because we have peace with each other, and I even love him. And now I know what color he likes, what food he likes. I know a lot of different things about him, and that's a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful thing to do. So my life is richer for it, and God knew what he was doing when he put forgiveness in my heart for him. So I will be right back. I got to get all the ingredients out, and then I'll come back and I'm going to give you this recipe. We're going to make this together. Be right back. I'm back. And this time I got my Peggy Sue glasses on. I have misplaced my kitchen glasses. I have misplaced my red glasses. These are my Bible glasses. I had to go and get them. And I have looked everywhere. They're probably in the same spot. That's the one good thing, because I usually leave them in the same spot. So hopefully I'll round them up. We're about ready to make some of this icebox lemon pie. Now I'm going to tell you, you're going to separate egg yolks from egg whites. And this pie would be delicious with a meringue on the top of it. But he don't like a meringue, so we're not going to do that. So we're just going to do pies. We're just doing something simple tonight. We just came off of 12 days of candy. And I didn't know if I would do a show. I didn't know if I would do a recipe tonight for you guys or not. But you know what? I didn't realize how sad I was. And when you watched the video from yesterday, I was a sad woman. Not to think I wasn't going to get in the kitchen with y'all again. So we're going to be in the kitchen. We're going to make a couple of lemon icebox pie. Spend a little time together. So y'all come on in and have a seat. Before we start, I want to tell you about something wonderful that happened to me today. I work at the library. And I'm a cataloger, but I'm also children's director at the library. And over the years, because I've worked there for 9 years, I have met a lot of wonderful young people. And they have blessed me. I'm telling you. And I have a little girl. She's a young lady. She's not a little tiny girl. She's preteen. And she has been watching my cooking shows. She has been doing the recipes. And she has bringing me samples by to see how it tastes. And she has been doing a wonderful, wonderful job. And I know she's been watching my shows because she listened and heard me say that I didn't have any cookie scoops. And I said, I don't know why I haven't ever got any, but I just don't have any. And she brought me a Christmas gift today. It was all in a little sack in there with beautiful things. And I want you to know, she has made me rich in scoops. I can make cookies and candies in any size now because of Miss Lorelei. Is that not the most precious thing that child thought of me and went and got me these for Christmas with her own money? Is that not? It brought tears to my eyes. I'm getting misty eyed right now. That's precious. You guys are going to get to meet Miss Lorelei because I'm going to take you guys on a field trip because one of the things that I want to add, because we live in the city and we can't have very many animals, is we do want to raise some chickens. And I've never had chickens. My great grandmother had chickens when I was a little girl on a farm, and I was a little scared of them. But I'm not scared of them now. But I don't really know much about them. And she's raising chickens and she's got ducks. And so I asked her, could I come over with my family and maybe learn a few things about taking care of some chickens and some ducks and see how they have their pen set up and different things like that, so I can make sure that when I do get chickens, they're nice and safe. Because I'm going to be a chicken mama. And one of the things I read is that they said you can't kiss your chickens on the lips. Well, I don't know much about chickens, but one thing I do know is that chickens don't have lips. They don't have lips. So, they didn't say anything about kissing them on their beaks. But seriously, you're not supposed to because of salmonella. But maybe I can hug them. I'm just looking forward to having chickens. All right. I've talked enough. Let's get to cooking. I got my pretty bowl tonight with my handle. I'm so proud of those bowls because my husband bought those for me. And I didn't even have to say pretty please. He was like, hey, that's a good deal. Put them bowls in there. You need them. And you know that's a good thing. So what we're going to do is I'm going to need to get another bowl. And I want to tell you, I cleaned my kitchen tonight, and it looked like somebody had been doing construction in here. We didn't use so much powdered sugar. The toaster was covered with powdered sugar. Everything was covered with powdered sugar. Looked like somebody had been putting up sheetrock in this house. I'm telling you. All right. So what I'm going to do is just separate some egg yolks. And it takes 4 eggs. 4 eggs for each pie, and we're going to do 2 pies. So 4 plus 4 is 8. Thank you, teachers. I always like to thank a teacher. You couldn't read, you couldn't write, you couldn't do all that wonderful stuff if it wasn't for a teacher. You just could not. Okay. We're going to put it in there. Just about busted that one. But we got it done. So we're making 2 pies. And like I said, I told this earlier, my grandmother usually made them. We made them homemade. With vanilla wafers. And it was delicious. And that's the way she made her chocolate pies too, the same way. We didn't use graham crackers. And it does add a little bit of a different flavor to it. And like I said, I wish I would have at least got the stuff to make one. But hey, I'm on a budget here. I am on a budget. And I ain't going to turn down some 85-cent pie. 85-cent pie crust. And that comes with the pan and the lid. So, I'm just going to tell you. We ain't getting no snow here. But we have sure had the cold weather. And I've had so many of you say, oh, we got snow. One lady said, we got 12 inches. The funny thing that was on there was one lady said, I like snow. I like it on a postcard. Boy, I got a good chuckle out of that. That was a good one. She likes it, but she only likes it in a picture. She don't want to live in it. And I had another one say, I lived in Chicago, and I had enough snow, I don't like it. And I thought, if I lived somewhere that probably got snow and foot measurements, I probably wouldn't be wanting it either. We usually get a dusting. Now, Miss Lori in Whippoorwill Hollow, she lives up in the mountain area. She lives a little bit more west of me. And so sometimes they'll get snow over in that way where we don't get it. I done lost count. Because I was running my mouth and I was talking. One more. Wait a minute. That one don't count. Let's count the yolks. 1, 2, 3, 4. We need 2 more. Thank goodness I could count the yolks. Let's get 2 more. Now, there's not much to do in these. You just have to make sure that, because there's no cooking involved and you have raw eggs in here, that the lemon juice that you add in there is going to cook the egg. And that's where you got to be careful, because we're going to put, for making one pie, it's 4 egg yolks. 4 egg yolks, 1 can of condensed milk, and a half a cup of juice. And see, you would have plenty of egg whites to make a meringue for 2 pies when you had that. So that wouldn't go to waste. Now, it's not going to waste here. I have a little dog that eats a little bit of egg mixed in with all of her different foods. So I'll just use that, and she'll have her an egg white dinner. So now what we're going to do is we're going to get these eggs all. I'm going to put a little bit of warmth in that, and I'm not going to spray it everywhere tonight. I'm going to keep my mixture in the bowl. That's why I got this big giant bowl, because I said I am a good stirrer. I got superpowers when it comes to stirring. I throw stuff all over the place. So let's get this going. All right. That's kind of how you want it. Now, we're just going to go get the condensed milk. I haven't opened it yet, so I'm going to run over there. I'm going to put you guys on hold just a minute, and I shall be right back with the condensed milk. Be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, I got these cans of condensed milk opened, and it's just the little normal 14-ounce cans, and we're just going to add them in there, and you're going to get every drop out of this, because you're going to need it to fill up those pies and make them pretty. I'm telling you, some people could eat this right out of here. My grandmother would take this and add some of this to her coffee sometimes. She only weighed 110 pounds soaking wet. If I put condensed milk in coffee every day, that's why they make wheelbarrows. For people putting condensed milk, some people put condensed milk. It's funny how some people can eat anything they want and they don't gain any weight. And then you got some people that can look at food and put on 100 pounds. I was doing a little bit more than looking at it, but I was putting it in my mouth, but okay. I can't tell. Jesus don't let me get away with nothing. I have to tell y'all the truth. Okay. I was eating it. But I don't have to eat as much. I do have a problem with carbs. My body doesn't like to break carbs down. It loves to store them and put them in my trunk like you do a spare tire. That ain't a good thing. Because I ain't planning on having no flat, so if we can get rid of the extra tire. But anyway. I'm thankful and I love myself. Just like I said, I had to come to the conclusion that I'm not ever going to be a tiny, tiny woman. I just try to keep my blood pressure good and my cholesterol good. And I am going to start working on my weight again, get it down a little bit healthier. But I love me. I love me. Alrighty, and you need to love you too. We're all built different. Every one of us. Some of us are pears, some of us are apples, some of us are bananas. We're all built different. Now, what we got to do is, we got to start mixing this. Now, here's where you got to make sure this has to be mixed really good. You can use a mixer. You can use a hand mixer or a mixer. I just do a whisk because I'm used to doing it. And I need the exercise. This way y'all can hear me too. You have to make sure there's no egg left in here, that it's all incorporated. Because if you don't, and you add your lemon juice in here, it will scramble the egg in your mixture. I've done it. I did it at 8 years old, and my grandma said, "What have you done?" And I said, I don't know, but I got streaks in here. And she said, you didn't get that mixed up good enough. You got scrambled eggs. I never did it again. So I always with extra. And you can tell, because you can see that egg yolk in there. Get it all mixed up good. Okay. So if you were making one pie, you have 4 egg yolks, 1 can of condensed milk, and a half a cup of lemon juice. But we're making 2, so we have egg yolks, 2 cans of condensed milk. So what's that going to be? That's going to be a whole cup. We're going to put a whole cup of lemon juice in there. That's how easy this pie filling is. Then you're going to take and pour it in there, and you're going to let it sit in the refrigerator overnight. If you get a new bottle of lemon juice, you always want to shake it up, because all your good stuff's at the bottom. See that big old thing I got for like $1.20? So, and I'm going to, just to be safe, I'm not just going to pour it in there. I'm going to measure out the whole cup though. But I'm going to do, and move that over before I pour that. I like to keep lemon juice in the house because that is good for cleaning. Lemon juice is good for adding the things. Oh, it smells so good. And cleaning. So we're going to start pouring that in a little bit at a time. It's trying to jump out of my hand in there. This thing wants to be a lemon pie quick. I'm shaking myself as I'm stirring. A little bit more. Let's set that down. Let's work that in. Y'all see me tossing. I'm a stirring. Okay. Boy, it's starting to smell good. And you can see I don't have no streaks in there. It's still nice and yellow. Now my grandma used to put a couple of drops of a couple of drops of yellow food coloring in here to make it a real pretty bright yellow. I'm not that fancy. My grandma was a fancy woman. Okay, and I just like to add it a little bit at a time. So I make sure. But it cooks the eggs, and then you don't have to worry about the raw egg in there. You're just going to make sure you whisk it up really good. Oh, it smells good. Now, the next step we have. This was something that's kind of good to do. And you know, if you have a little one, little grandchild, little child, this is a good pie for them to make from start to finish by themselves. Because there's no cooking involved. The only thing that would be dangerous is opening up the can. And you could always pour that up into something else for them to get it out of. It really would be a good thing for them to help you. Like I said, I've been making this since I was 7 or 8 years old by myself. And I learned how to make the pie crust. I did everything. It was my job. I was the lemon pie maker. So, let me take this and put this over in the sink. And you know, I always felt accomplished when I did it. Because we would put the lids on it, and when we would put them in the refrigerator. So now we're going to pour about half of the mixture into here. I'm going to start right there because I want to make sure. Put the other half over here. Don't leave a bit in there because this pie needs a little bit more. And if you want to do all the way to the top, you can do another half. You can do like you're doing another pie and put it in here and then fill it up. You'll get it really full, but it's going to thicken a little bit in the refrigerator and set up. So you don't really need it. And if you was putting on the meringue on top, you definitely don't need it because you would need that little bit of space that's right there for the meringue to set on. Okay, there's your lemon icebox pie. And it smells so good. It smells lemony delicious. So we've made 2. And I'm going to leave the ingredients in the description down below so you guys can follow along and make that. Now, you guys come up here and look at me. That's the last sweet thing we're going to make for a while. We're going to make something savory next time. I'm a little bit sugared out, ain't you guys? It's time for us to learn how to make something else. So, I think on Sunday I might make, I got some spaghetti squash in there. We might make some spaghetti squash Alfredo. I talked to you guys about that and show you how I make it because it's delicious. And if you don't like spaghetti squash, you can make it the same way and you can put your noodles in there, so it'll be fine. But I have so enjoyed being in here tonight. Like I said, I was a little sad last night because I thought, what am I going to do with myself tomorrow? And because I enjoy being in here with you guys. But we got something accomplished tonight. We've made 2 lemon pies. And I'm going to put them in the refrigerator. And you guys have a wonderful, blessed evening. And I love you guys. And until next time, I'm Grammy Nene. Good night. I'm putting these pies in the refrigerator. You best not eat them. You hear me? You better act like you hear me. I'll be done got you. Oh, I'm still on. Good night.